Hey guys, I'm Kurt with Offroad Armor, and today we're going to go over the installation guide to the framed upper doors that we've recently developed for the rival lower doors for the Canam Defenders. So as you can see, we've got a max, but we're going to start with the front door right now. So your first step is you're going to take this hinge plate, and it's got a real nice bolt seal that's going to help from vibration. It's going to help seal it in, and that one's going to go right here. You're going to take that bolt seal and put it on there, and you're also going to take out these two bolts. So that's what's going to hold it. These two bolts, and then where you would have had your net right here, you're going to take that out, and it will go around that and right there. So we'll go ahead, we'll get this set done. As you can see, it's going to be nice and solid there. We'll go ahead and take these out, we'll fasten this, and we'll move on to the next step. Okay guys, so here I'm using a 3/16 hex socket here, hex key socket, and that's what that is for the rival doors. So I went ahead, I put one on there, and what I'm going to do is just use a washer. I'm going to reuse the original rival bolts here, but I'm going to take away this big washer that was on there and just use one of the regular washers. So we're going to go ahead and put those on there. I'm going to drop that right there. And then also, I'm going to use my 5/32 hex key socket right here with a washer. And we do include all the necessary hardware. So I'm going to put that right there, and then I'm going to put this on the back side right here, and that'll help fasten the top of it. I'll go ahead and do that. As you can see right there, that's where that one's going to go. And I might have to loosen this up, so keep those a little loose to move this around, but it should be good. And then we'll go into the next step. Okay, so we've gone ahead, we've mounted the hinge plate on here. It's nice and solid. Again, this is aluminum, so it's lightweight, but very solid. And I went ahead, tightened those down because it's fastened. Now we're going to move on to the front mounting bracket right here. So this is what you're going to do with the front. As you can see, I've already drilled the holes, but you're going to use these two holes that are on the front mounting bracket as the template. So you're just going to set that literally right on top of there, and it lines up with the front part of the door right there. There is going to be a gap because we wanted it to sit up a little higher. But anyways, you're going to take these, drill those two holes right there, and get it bolted on. We'll go ahead and get that done. We'll get it bolted up and see how that looks, and then we'll start working on the hinge next. All right, so we finished mounting the front plate on, and as you can see, it just kind of completes the look of the door there to get it to mount this frame will mount in this hole here. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the hinge part. Now you'll notice that these hinges, the hinge holes that you're going to put these hinges right here, they're not straight across. The reason why we had to do that was because we're going to mount it like that, and we the angle of this door right here is coming up at an angle, so therefore we needed to create an angle here to make it swing open with the lower door. So that's why it's at an angle. You don't worry about it. We didn't mess that up. That's part of the design. So I do want to show you guys something here though. What we're going to do is when we're mounting this part right here is going to be mounted to the frame part. This part's going to be mounted to the hinge plate. There is going to be a little washer. Make sure that your washer's in there. It separates these two and lets it hinge a lot better. And lastly, I'm going to mention, you're going to use the supplied hardware, the bolt and washer on the outside, but you're going to put 3 washers on the inside right here. You're going to put 3 washers. That gives it clearance for this to move so you don't mess up your powder coat and everything. So you're going to use 3 washers as a spacer, and that will be included. All right guys, so we're just about ready to put our framed upper soft door on, and I want you to come over here and take a look at this. We finished putting the male side of our hinge on, but as you can see from the side there, I put 3 washers. That's going to allow it, I kept it as loose as possible right now, but that's going to allow it to be used as spacers so that we have some room for this. Now we're also going to put the female part of the hinge right there, and there's riv nuts on here. So all you got to use is bolts to put this together, and then we're literally just going to put the door on just like that, and we'll see how she looks. So as we were putting the door on, I forgot I had my mirrors here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just literally going to drop my mirrors down from there to there. Now these can be done on if you've got the Pro Fit mirrors like we've got, I'm just going to drop them right there. And I want to drop them low enough to where they're going to clear the door. Perfect. And we'll get those tight. And then our soft door, which Steve, I'm gonna have you hand that to me. He's the one doing the filming there. So again, we'll go ahead and put this right on here. There it goes, slid right on there. And this door, and obviously we're gonna be Velcroing it to the door, the back part, but we can, you see the reason why we left that loose is because we want that to get suck up into the ProFit tubing there. So we're gonna just go ahead and hold it right there. And as you can see, come on over here, you can see this frame is gonna go right into the hole right there. And now if you wanted to, you could do a little bit here with this little piece that we keep on there. It might hit your mirror. You can either cut that off, or you can, there are some other mirrors that might fit a little bit better on the roll bar here. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and move on. As you can see, I'll go ahead and get that tightened. Then we're gonna mount it to the front mounting bracket here. All right, so as you can see, we've got that hinge mounted. It's nice and tight. I'm holding this frame up here with this end. I'm holding the door. But I want to explain something to you here. So you put the bolts in from underneath. I've got a washer underneath as well as on top. I've got a lock washer. And what we're going to do right here is we're going to use this bolt as a place for adjustment, because we want this part to be up in the frame. So I'm just going to barely bolt this bolt into the lower part of the frame here. And I'm going to do that right there. So I've got that in, okay? And now let's just see how it looks. And it already looks great. It already looks really good. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this nut right here as a jam nut. I want to get as much room out of this bolt, because it looks like right there it fits tremendous in that frame. So I want to keep that, and every frame is different. So that's why we allow some room for adjustment here. So I'm going to go ahead and I just screwed that bolt in. As you can see, it's going to be tight once I tighten it here. But I'm going to tighten this down with the lock washer, and that's going to be a solid attachment to the front mounting plate. And there we go. So we'll go ahead and move on to tightening that down and then putting the Velcro where it needs to go. And then we'll have a finished front door. That was it?
Yep.
Okay, so now that we've got the framed upper doors mounted to the rival lower doors, I want to go over a couple things that's gonna help make these upper doors seal a little better. So this might sit out a little bit from the frame. We want it to sit inside that ProFit cage. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to put a little bit of pressure. I'm going to bend that a little bit right there, and it's bending this frame right here to sit inside that roll cage even better. Okay, so you want to do that to help seal it a little better so no air gets in. Now we're on to putting the Velcro down, and I want to show you, this soft door just sits on that frame, and the Velcro is going to make it a tight seal. But if you want to move it forward, if you like it like that, or move it backwards, I'm just going to adjust it to where I see fit. Now I've already put some Velcro on here, on the door there. I just kind of want to see where I'm going to set this real quick. And I'm going to go around. I think that's a good spot there. And this outside seam might sit on the roll bar. So it might sit off of the hinge plate just a little bit. That's no big deal because this doesn't hinge anyway. So you can put it right there. And we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. And we'll take a look at our finished product. All right, guys. So these doors actually come with a zip open window as well, which is awesome. You just unzip it right there, chat with your friends, and it'll fold down like that. You can take this whole upper door off and keep the frame on. So like during the summer, say, you want to keep that frame on, you can. I would also say when you're trailering it, if you want to take this whole door, this whole window off and keep the frame on, it just, you never know when you're trailering it, you get a gust of wind and it could fly off. We have had that happen in the past. Or rip off, for example. But anyways, guys, I want to mention I've got a zipper in there. And so yeah, pretty awesome. Okay guys, so now that we finished putting on our framed upper doors for our rival lower doors, I wanted to go over a couple things here before we let you go. When you're putting the Velcro on right here, make sure your machine's nice and warm, or else the Velcro won't adhere as well to the machine. So the sticky part of the Velcro, it needs a warm metal to attach to. So like right now today, it's pretty cold out here, probably not attaching very well, so we're gonna let it sit there and wait till it warms up out here, and then it'll adhere much better. To get in and out of your machine, you're literally just gonna undo the Velcro right here by the handle, stick your hand under there, get to the door latch, and then when you get in, just hit it like that. That'll help seal it before you get in, and you get in and out like that. One of the things I did want to mention is we're not a big fan of this gap right here. So what we've done is we've allowed on the hinge plate here to allow for plenty of adjustment right here. As you can see, we can scoot that all the way forward, and that will take out that gap right here in the front roll bar. So we'll go ahead and do that. But guys, if you have a Max, you're literally going to do the exact same thing to a Max. You're going to put the hinge plate right here, use the same bolts, the 2 bolts here. You're going to do the exact same thing you did on the front door. So it's really simple. Once you get one done, you'll realize that it's much simpler. The other 3 will go really well. If you got any questions in the meantime, give us a call, 580 Offroad, or check us out on offroadarmor.com.